Hello, scrappy friends. It's another challenge accepted, and this is going to be a challenging page to do. I'm even, everything's kind of all mixed up on my table, and I'm going to try to throw it together. I don't know which picture I'm going to use. I do know the design. This is one of the International Scrapbooking Day layouts that's by Beads, Buttons, and Birds for Scrap Squad when they did their event for International Scrapbooking Day. And what I love here is it looks like the photo cluster is down here in the lower right hand corner. There's the doodling around the outside of it, and tons of layers behind the photo. An accent word, if you will, here, and the title here. There are arrows pointing different directions, different types and sizes of arrows. And there's this mixed media kind of in this triangle. So I'm going to replicate the things about it that I like. I'm not going to try to overly overthink the directions of these layers. What I like, some of the layers kind of come horizontally out from the photo cluster, and others vertically, and others kind of right behind, and it just forms a really nice layered platform for this word. And I'm not quite sure what word I'm going to use, probably something from this. I am using limiting myself to the May Mind the Scrap kits. I may have pulled some of the accent cards from the April kit or even the March kit that are among, I kind of cycle those through. You don't need to know the whole story there, but there may be some that weren't in the May kit, and I just kind of wanted to make that disclaimer. So I'm going to pull scraps. These are scraps from the paper pad that came in the May kit, which is this Heidi Swap storyline pad. And so what I did, I just kind of cut scraps from things that I had already punched holes or some used in some other way. So I'm going to see if I want to use this. This is from a set of, where are those? I've lost here we go. They're Heidi Swap also. They're made of watercolor paper, but I'm going to try them with chalk ink. I'm going to try to maybe spread it around and let that be one of the layers under my photos. And if it doesn't work, I can use the other side of it for something. It looks like it's also watercolor paper, but without the texture. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. These stickers I know are from a previous kit, as are these alphas, but I'm kind of letting those be in my repertoire. And several months ago, maybe November, was this one. And what I like is this gold foil, the rose gold foil, and gray and gold arrow. And there's also this little frame here that could be a nice layer. And there are some phrase stickers here. This is another set of stickers that came in the May kit. These have a little bit brighter colors, and I'm going to kind of see how that works. I've chosen a 12 by 12 paper that is from also Heidi Swap storyline, so I'm kind of sticking with the storyline here. And I have die cut some arrows out of one of the papers that was in the paper pad. So they're all the same paper. They're at different parts of the paper, so some of them have little white lines going through them, and others don't. So I have, I think, 5 of those, so we'll see where those fit in. I've got some foam that I'm going to use maybe in layers underneath the photo. And I used, and gosh, I really can't tell you. I think these are Pink Fresh. There's these little pieces that you can mix and match and make little bows. So I picked the smaller size, kind of glued it together so it's ready to use as an accent. And I used the stamps that are from, oh my goodness, I've got them out of the package and I can't tell you who they are, but this is, it may be Maggie Holmes, Sweet Story. This is a one of the papers. That may be from the previous month. Never mind. I have no idea who made this stamp. I'll try to find out, and when I post it, I'll try to remember to put that down. In any case, I stamped this little banner that says Sunshine and Smiles, and I might use it right in here to kind of break the line of that rectangle of doodling. I think Laura's is actually stitched on there, but it might be doodling, so we'll see as we go along. First decision that I need to make: to use one or more or all of these. I've got this Storyline fabric bows. That's my favorite story. That's Pink Fresh. I've got the packaging from that, which I'm going to trim down to use as one of the layers. I like that diagonal stripe. I always like a diagonal stripe, and who doesn't love a gray and white one? This is Pink Fresh Ephemera Super Cool. It's a green dotted paper, and since I'm using lots of pinks here, I thought that green might stand out in the layers. I may cut those down a bit. So let's see. I have done the original of this, and I'd say this is the one that's closest to the original. It was very, very fuzzy, and her facial features and her hair kind of blurred. And so I found that when I use certain of the filters in my Prisma application, it actually, it's an app on my phone, it actually sharpens the features. And so you can actually see the strands of her hair there very clearly. This is one that kind of emphasized the blurriness so you can see the difference, but I kind of like the colors in that one. And this is one where she was out, we were working in the garden, she brought something outside with her, and she was holding something up, and she said, "I'm like a statue." And this is not the only picture I have of her where she's pretending to be a statue, but she, I like this one because of the colors in it. So these two are kind of winning. And I may just do them like this, maybe on top of this, and then just kind of do some layers behind them. And I'll put these three away and let those be used for something else at some other time. Okay. And I'm going to let this paler one be the one up above, and we'll see. I'll let this one will still stand out because it's because of the more saturated colors. So let me go here. And then I'll do this, kind of push this one a little farther over, and this one can kind of go like that, and I'll put the foam over on this other side. Okay. So, yeah, I did it again. This is an old story. This, I used several filters and kind of stored them all so that I could compare them. And when I compared them, I ended up liking them all. Okay, let's do my let's try my experiment on here. I'm going to use the textured side, and I'm going to use this foam applicator. I'm going to use this this one that's already been used on pink. It's been used on Distress Oxide inks. So let me see, let me put this on top of a piece of paper so that I don't get it on my background. Although if I did get it on the background, it would kind of be the same color story. Okay, I like that. And I can vary the intensity of it. All right, I may cut it down, but I really love what's interesting to me about this is that this is kind of the way the ink splashes are distributed on the background paper of the original that I'm lifting for the challenge. So this chalk ink is absolutely amazing. Again, Heidi Swap from the Storyline. So I know that this pink is will, you know, coordinate with it. It's not matchy to anything because you can vary the intensity. So, okay, so I really like that. It kind of behaves a little bit like Distress Inks. I haven't tested to see how it reacts, how it interacts with water. But let me call that one done. In the kit, there were 4 different designs, and you get 2 of each. There's this one that says "You Make Me Smile," and the one with the dots, the one that says "My Happy Place," and one that says "Just for Fun." And so I thought the dots were perfect for this. And you can kind of see that it could be used as a stencil. And I have another one, and I may use it as a stencil for a layout I'm doing tomorrow, which is this one, which kind of has dots all around in a rainbow of colors. And these dots look like they're about the right size, and they're randomly distributed, so I kind of like that. So, okay, let me see. I am going to cut this down to where it's more, okay, like the size of this. And I can use this top part for a number of things. Let me do that. Okay, and I'm going to let this be the very bottom because I like the way this darker pink kind of shows up. So I'm going to kind of place some things around, not necessarily finishing them. What I want is to know where to draw my doodled lines. I'm going to kind of go here for one corner, here for another, and then I'll go parallel to the bottom for the rest of it. Okay, so we're going to go like this, and let me get this lined up on here. Let me get this right here, and I'll line it up with that closest line there. I'm gonna go like this, and then I'll add some doodling around it so that it's not just this this single line. I'll add the straight lines to it. Let me get this here, and I'm going to let there be a little bit of an overhang, and that's going to let me do this. Is that right? Okay. There. And now I'm going to do some dotted lines across, And this, I kind of did a little bit more of an overhang than I might have intended here, but that's okay because remember we have kind of a horizontal thing that's going to come out, and so this might actually provide a visual platform for that, if you will. And then there are some kind of squiggly lines in some places, so I'm going to kind of add those, looking like maybe threads a bit. I might do one out there. And then there are some kind of doodled dots, kind of above and below and to the sides. So let me kind of do a few of those. I'll put one in the middle of that thread. I'll do one right here. Okay. Now I think I'm ready to start gluing some things down. So I'll put this here because that's kind of the backdrop for everything, and it's one of the things that has to fit inside this mess. Now while that's on there, well, let me actually take it off. Let me go back and say that the next thing I think I want to do is the splatters. So there are already some splatters kind of in this. It's a Heidi Swap gave me some splatters. So I've got this. I'll get some inside the frame. I can see that there are some on the outside of the frame in the original. So I will be consistent with that. So those are the white. Now I'm also going to add gold. That's my last tiny bit of Heidi Swap Color Shine. So this gold is going to be really nice given the other colors that I have going on for layers there. Okay. All right, I think I've got that, and this lighter area is remaining splatter free because it's and so you can kind of see the mixed media, the pre-done mixed media. I'm going to put this aside to dry, and I'm going to build my at least part of my photo cluster. So we know that we want this on here like that. And I've already got foam behind the photos. Let me kind of do that. And I like this, maybe going in the back like that as one of the layers that goes up above. You can see the other side of the packaging there. And I've got one piece of scrap over here that is meant to go up, and I will do that. I could technically cut that down to be shorter and use the rest of it, but I'm not going to do that. This I will cut shorter because I want to use this kind of as a layer coming out of from behind that photo. sort of like a tab in a way, and I've got some real tabs that I may use. I've got this piece that I would like, needs to come out to the side because I don't want the rainbows upside down. I may end up having to, well, let's do this. I think that's gonna work. And then I'll put something maybe behind that. This mappy looking paper. Okay, let me glue this on here, and I'm gonna get it where it is not sticking out too far and it's not at the same level as this. I'll do it like that. And then I'll take this and maybe let it be another layer that's out kind of to the left. And you can see as I'm building up, I'm not going to need any foam underneath these layers. I've got this, and I'd really like to bring a little bit of yellow in, which would allow me to use some yellow or orange embellishments. And if I do it like that, there's just the barest little border of it. And it's kind of a like sunshine peeking out, because that is the image that's on there. Okay, this needs to go up just a tad. Okay, that works. Is this still working? I may do this. Again, I think I'll cut it down. Let's see, which I like this side is it's got a little bit of texture to it. So I may do that right there. Maybe here, and then do I want it down below the yellow, up above the yellow? Let me do this. And then you get a little, it makes the rainbows a little abstract in a way. I've got this piece of scrap that kind of looks like it wants to be used. And I can raise it up high, but then it would interfere with that. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut it like this. And I will kind of insert it down here. There we go. Okay, I think I've used all the scraps that I thought I wanted to use. Now, let's see where I want to use this guy. That's cute, and I will put a little bit of foam on it. Well, I'll get a small piece out of my little foam bucket here. Put some out here to even it up because I want it to overlap the photo. Okay, that's all right. I didn't put adhesive on here, and I probably will never get it on there. There we go. Okay, that works. That paper, well, yeah, that's the Storylines paper. That's the reverse of the pattern paper I'm using here. Okay, these things look mostly dry. And if they're not, and if I smear any, we'll just apologize and move on. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is I can keep this mostly inside the lines, but the lines are not necessarily, I haven't put this together necessarily parallel. Can I use it anyway? Can I disguise all that by adding a lot of things? I see this is a rough cut here. I'm going to do something. I'm going to remove the yellow and maybe let it peek up right here so it's not as high as that. And I think that's going to give me a better vertical profile. Okay, that's fine with me. And I'm actually going to put that down on here. And I think that's gonna work. Now I can add some arrows and lots of things to kind of disguise the fact that some things aren't absolutely perpendicular or parallel to the sides. And I do that, I do wonky angles often enough intentionally that I could always say, you know, that was on purpose. You know, if anyone is rude enough to say, look, that's not straight. And generally, I don't hear that. Okay, I like this, but let me see if I can, let's see where I'm gonna put the word. I want this to be called Garden Hero. She's kind of looking like a superhero holding up a baton or something. She's actually holding a toy, I think, to show me. I'm going to put this here. And what I thought I'd do is try to write the word garden in these small letters right across it. Let me see if I can make that work. First of all, let me see if I have the right letters. G-A-R-D-E, and I'm sure there's an N. Yes, garden. Okay, so let's see. I'll put the first few letters on top here and see if I can. I did another title like this the other day, a different things. Let me see if I do. First of all, I think they're going to fit, and I think we're still going to be able to read that it says garden and still be able to read that it says hero. So I'm happy with that. The load prompt for today was based on the Ringo Starr song called Octopus's Garden. And so we were to do something about gardening. And I had intended to get out into the garden today and take a before and after photo of all the wonderful work we did. And we had weather and life intervened. So I didn't take said before and after photos. And I did a search through my phone photo library, which is my total photo library that's in the cloud. And I found, I don't know, 17,000 of my 48,000 photos respond to the prompt garden. So I take lots of pictures in the garden. And I haven't seen this one in a while. And of course, this is Ava when she was, say 5 maybe. And she's almost 12. So it's been a while. And she used to love just kind of acting silly in the garden and elsewhere. And let's see, I think I need a little bit. This photo is up. No, it's actually even with that one. So I'm gonna let it be on that whole element. I'm gonna just put some glue on it and hope it sticks. Now I'm kind of covering up her little sandals, and she'd be upset by that because this is a girl who loves her sandals. She loves sandals, period, and she's so proud after she's picked them out. She's so proud to show them off. Okay, so I've got the title on, which is amazing that I thought that far ahead. I'm going to put an arrow here. Yeah, I'll put it there. And I'm not going to get real fancy with the arrows. Going to want to put them in different places and heading in different directions with different backgrounds. They're all the same. So I kind of want to vary something about them. And I'm not going to prop any of them up on foam, which I so often do. Do that one like that. Let's see, I tried this one here. I was going to maybe use an accent word there. I've got a here and now, and I've got delightful. This delightful is a sticker, and it's got so many different levels to traverse there. Let me see if I can find something in here. I've got that word that says hello, and it's kind of in the right colors. Let me see if I can do that and maybe even overlap the photo with it. I like that. I did also fussy cut a word magic. Oh, can't forget my bow. I want my bow in there. Where did that go? Where did my magic go? That's a question we're all asking these days, right? Where did my magic go? I am not finding it, so that means I must not have wanted to use it. Okay, I'll find it when I clean up and use it some other time. Okay, we'll go with this. This it's an ombre between a hot pink color, a fuchsia-ish pink color that doesn't necessarily go with this background paper, but I think it's going to work. Let's see, I could do that like that. And see, I'm putting it on the photo, and there's enough body to it that it stays up, propped up from there. I'm going to do this bow, glue this bow kind of right there. And then I've got to go about kind of fixing some things I don't like over here. Let's see. Okay, that's good. The glue went on this left bit there. Let me kind of put something here. That's not the part that really touches the paper first. So let me do that. Okay, that's there. And I could still sneak. It's going to move around until the glue dries, so I'm just going to leave it in place. I could still sneak this arrow along here, and I may want to do that, but I think I still want to do something of a tab There was one right there on a tag. I'm just gonna cut, chances are if I use this tag as a tag, I would cut the bottom off of it and use it that way. I'm gonna use the bottom as a tab kind of right in here. And I'll see, and that tab will be under this arrow. So let me put it right here. Is that gonna work? It will, if I do some sort of embellishment right in there to cover that little bit of, okay, there's a lemon, and oh my gosh, she is a huge fan. I didn't know I had a lemon left. She's such a huge fan of our lemon tree, and she loves when the lemons are ready to be picked, and she is the lemon picker, and also the one who does makes the lemonade with said lemons. Okay, here and here. I've covered up some of the holiness there, but that's okay. This guy has moved. Okay, I don't like that one there anyway. I'm gonna put this one there, and this is only one layer of paper above that background. So I'm gonna put a little glue to kind of encourage it to stay stuck down so that my arrow won't be pulled up as that paper raises. Okay, so I've gotten a little too much glue there, but it dries clear and matte, so it won't show. This might work right here. I think so. And then I'm going to go trying to find other little bits and pieces to add to make it look like more layers, but without the heaviness of actual layers. Okay. I've got this arrow, because it's different from the others, I think I'm going to not use it. I want to use a couple stars, and I like that one there because it's the exact color of those arrows. And this is from, like I said, several kits ago. So one thing that's great about these kits, all the Mind the Scrap kits tend to work really well with each other. So if you have a few bits left, if you weren't as productive one month as you'd hoped to be, you can, you know you'll be able to use any leftover bits the following month or even months after, as I'm doing here. Okay, this little strip of stars kind of goes over there. This color is what I'm going for, not so much the words. So I'm gonna cut it this way because the side margin is a little bit wider. Okay, let me put this in here. I don't want any of the word to show. Okay, that works. It's a little bit wonky So let me see if I can straighten it out. You know what? Not gonna worry about it. Not gonna care. There's something here that says embrace the journey, and I can maybe glue that in so that the crookedness of that doesn't necessarily show. And since I only worry about whether you notice the crookedness, because I can promise you when this goes into my album, I'm gonna look at the page as a whole and not the crookedness of this little goofy piece. But you know, still it would be nice if I could cover it up with something. And let's look at this and see if there's anything bright colored. There's another star there, and I've got 2 stars here, but I'm not gonna use, well, you know what, that yellow, I put in that yellow, and there is a yellow star here. It's not exactly the same color. To be honest, this orange is a better color match. So I'm gonna put it in my trio, which doesn't help that thing at all. I'm gonna put it here as part of that trio and stick it actually on the photo. But right in here, maybe, I could do there's a little cherry, or I could do a leaf. I think I saw a palm tree here. Wow, the palm tree sticking up there might be cute. Or just this tropical leaf. Let's go with the tropical leaf, and I'll go with the smaller one. And it kind of works. That's a sticker that has stuck to my thumb. It kind of works because it's a garden theme. If I had something, there's a pretty green here and a pretty green here. I'm gonna look for something else pretty and green. And I kind of like this little green tennis shoe. Right there. Look for the color, and I actually found an accent that works perfectly. So, okay, I'm gonna call the tennis shoe done. My page is called The Garden Hero. There's a purple tennis shoe, which might have been cute too, because she loves purple. Where did that go? Let's see. Must be from the other side. Yeah, it's from right here. Okay, do I want this? Ooh, I think I do. Maybe kind of okay, perfect. What's good about having the exact same photo repeated, if you cover a detail with a sticker, as I did in this case, you can always go figure out what that detail is over here. So, and it's not particularly important in this. Okay, I'm happy with it. I love the pink background. I like the mixed media, the color shine and the white splatters, and I think I'm happy with my reproduction of it here. Love, love, love doodling outside framework like that. So thank you for watching. Appreciate your support. If you like it and would like to see more, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And this was Challenge Accepted. I'll see you next Thursday. Let's see if I can get